Hey guys, today I'm going to be going over combat tips and tricks for for multiple weapons, if you use them, if you don't use them, and things of said nature. We're going to be doing uh, primitive fighting and tools, along with how to use bandages and when to use them, along with what those bandages do and effects. When this thing loads, then we'll go through it. I will be building a couple of target practices and other things like that. And this is kind of just to show you, hey, at these certain meters or these certain feet, depending on how you want to play it. If you're if you use meters, then you'll use meters. If you use feet, then you'll use feet, and then the yards and miles and all that stuff. Kilometers, if you're friends from across the pond, but that's just one of the very things. I'll be showing you how to hunt with a bow. Well, not really hunt, but more of how you can fight with a bow, how you can fight with axes, and all this primitive stuff. For this purposes, we don't need all that. Also, I like a certain outfit better, so we're gonna wear said outfit more than anything else. Oh, I didn't know you could reroll. Okay. Alright, for this, we're gonna be looking for. Where is the target practice? There it is. And we'll set them up accordingly. So we'll set one right here. We'll set one up right here. Perfect. Set one up right here. And we'll set one right here, and then we'll set one all the way over here. And that will be the farthest to somewhat similar, but not similar. Alrighty, so fighting with primitive tools, what we'll do first. I'm sorry, I'm like really sneezy. So, the spear, one of the very first things you'll ever have. It's good for long range, especially if you're trying to back. So, right about here. It's good for backing up and fighting people, especially if they're naked on the beach. What you can also do is you can hold and throw. Now let's go over. Did it go through? The heck? Where'd it go? The fuck? Where'd it go? Okay, target. Now melee. No, that's that. Now let's talk about throwing. Throwing stuff, you're gonna be right on target, if not a little over the target, depending on what you use. Now let's talk about more aiming and firing. So you can move and fire, but your accuracy will be severely diminished. Like that was a very clear hit middle. You'll have better accuracy standing still and being prone like this. Um, Now let's talk about range difference. So holding on the target wherever you want to hit for about couple feet away is how you want to do it. Now, depending on how far the target is and depending on other circumstances, you might have to aim upward, or about here. So you're counting for arrow distance and dropping. That's going to be your bow. Really easy. Let's go for something a little more difficult. Let's go a nice old pistol. And we'll also pick up a Tommy, because that's another gun, and then of course pick up the shotgun, because that's another gun that you'll probably pick up really soon. Alright, reloading. Reloading, you you'll get entirely. You won't get any ammo until your guy fully comes back up with the clip. Same with this. You won't get any ammo until he pulls that back and the gun comes to a forward stop. Double barrel's a little bit more easier. It's one of the faster reloads, but it's also pretty slow. Now, as you saw I hit it from there, that's because it's a spreader. Now, why that does it, I don't know. Why? Guns you really don't have to worry about. You just have to worry about recoil, a lot of them. Now, single shots, you'll have better accuracy, of course. You can also rapid fire this, but it's up to you on how you want to use it. Personally, I don't rapid fire the pistol because it's just not my style. Now, the bolt action is going to be your sniper rifle of the game. And we'll throw, what are these on here? Now, the sniper rifle is really good for long distance shooting. By long distancing, I mean we're talking good old. So that's about a yard, about a good yard. As you see, there's a lot of movement. I'm not moving my cursor or anything. That's just how the character is. By crouching, you'll get longer escapability. Now for this, it is a one shot before you reload. So you have to unscope yourself to reload. And that's just the rifle. That's your sniper rifle. It's bolt action. It's a really good gun. I use it a lot, especially for hunting. It's just really good. Now let's talk about things such as explosives. The first explosive you'll get will be the beacon, and then you'll get the satchel, and then later you'll get that along with that. Let's talk about explosives. Generally, you're going to press and hold, and then wherever you throw in the general direction is where you'll have explosion. Now that will change depending on what you do. Say you jump and throw at the same time, then you'll go farther. But then again, everything has different distances. Like that. Stop that. Not great. I saw you got a lot more distance just by jumping and throwing. Hi, butterfly. Now let's talk about combat and being shot at and how you heal and when you should heal. There are a couple different status effects for healing and non-healing. So if you are bleeding, you generally should use a bandage. This bandage will be, the bread and butter. You can use this indefinitely, and it's really good. It takes a pretty long time to use, but it's really good for pretty much anything, any kind of healing. The syringe grants you practically infinite health too, but it's a little bit slower. It does give you more health, but at a bigger cost. It takes quite a long time for the animation to end, and when it disappears from your inventory, then it'll give you that instant health. Now, watching my health bar, it is slowly filling up. That is because it gives you health over time. So, in theory, you could heal, entire health bar in like 4 or 5 stims, depending on how much damage you have. But it takes a substantial time, especially if you're in a gunfight. Any damage will lower it to whatever you have, to the point where you'll get essentially nothing from the healing. Now let's go over armor rating. On all kinds of clothes, you'll see an armor rating class. Now let me show you what it means. So you come over here, and this is your armor section. Usually you'll get something like this. You'll start with bone and wood. Now you look at your stats. You're looking for projectile, melee, bite, explosion damage, cold damage, and radiation damage. You'll get generally by any kind of clothing, which you can see here. And also here, you can see that practically everything has projectile and radiation damage reductions. And that's just saying, hey, this is what it takes before you start taking damage. Is your damage reduction stuff. So when you first start out, you'll have burlap and maybe hide. Having a full set of burlap is pretty good. Come over your stats, you'll see on the left where your gear is, and then your name. You'll see, hey, you have 33% reduction from being shot, 33% from being stabbed. We have 0% from explosion, so we'll take full damage. We're 47% more resistant to any kind of weather, but that does include. So, say if we go into a desert, hey, we're going to get too hot really quickly because we have that much clothing on. If we go into a cold area, that's, hey, you'll be a little better, just don't get wet. Radiation, almost everything in the game has radiation, and that's just saying, hey, this is how long you can, this is how big you can be exposed to without being hurt. Bite is just for wild animals. The higher the biting is, the less damage you'll take from any wild animals. Now, damage with your weapon types go as follows. Weakest thing in the game is going to be your bone club. Arguably, it is going to be your rock. But surprisingly, it only does 2 less. Then you could also use your tools as weapons too. They do pretty good damage, all things considered. I wouldn't do the torch just because it's pretty pitiful. But you know, it's just up to you on how you want to use it. Now, if you're also looking for attack rate. That's how fast you can attack per swing. That's how long it takes for you to. So okay, it goes. Oh, okay. This is the time it takes until I have to hit again. The lower the amount, the faster you can attack. The higher the amount, the longer it takes. Now, oh, did I have that backwards? Okay, sorry, I had that backwards. The lower amount, the slower the weapon will be. The higher the amount, then will be the faster the weapon. I'm sorry, I hit that wrong. I was taught otherwise. But I hope that'll help you. These are tips and tricks on damage and how to. This is just tips and tricks on how you should shoot and how you use weapons. It's a very crappy tutorial. It's pretty short, but it's pretty good for a noob, which is the series that I'm doing. I'll see you all later.